So guys, welcome back to day 15 of the Road to 1 Million in Forex Funding series, the unique series where I'm documenting everything live, the wins, the losses, the past accounts, failed accounts, everything live in front of your faces on YouTube. It's been a particularly slow period the last week, which is why the lack of upload, so I apologise for that, guys, but I'm going to make a video today. There's a couple of opportunities on watch. I don't think they're going to present entries today. They might, but it's looking like it can be trades into next week, so hopefully December can be a fantastic month. Euro US dollar yesterday, again, pullback move. We were going counter trend, obviously overextended towards the downside, some nice bullish momentum coming into the market. We got the breakout, which is what I look for. You know, the gapping wasn't nice. We broke out higher high, higher low, rejecting the 0.382, the 1 hour 50, the pivot, and the 4 hour 50, which is the entry model. Break and retest of the 1 hour and 4 hour. However, the reason why I didn't take this was because of the risk reward. 1.05 risk reward, it would have played out, as you would have seen. And the reason for this is most of the time I like to target the previous high because this is a pullback move. I've seen a lot of people comment and say, why do you go against trend? Why do you play counter trend? They can be very profitable. You can capitalize on those moves. However, you've got to be extremely careful that we are going against the overall flow of momentum. So the most likely target is the previous high. And now getting 1%, even if you're targeting a 0.86%, it's not enough for me to take. I want to look for at least a 1.5 to 1. But yeah, counter trend moves can be very, very profitable. I've back tested it. I have the data. But I'm not going to take a trade like this. Although it was a good setup in terms of my entry model, the risk reward is a massive factor. And that didn't present an entry. That didn't present a good enough risk reward for me to want to take that position. Some people are saying, I saw in the comments, I read all your comments, so if you want to leave a comment, I'll get back to you as best I can and I'll read them. But a lot of people have been saying you don't have an edge. I don't have an edge. The reason why I would disagree is because I have the data. I backtested every single currency pair, every single entry model, and every single setup. And we do have an edge. We have the win rate and we have average expected risk reward. And I'm aware that you can still take losses. I know my average drawdown, but to say I don't have an edge, I would have to disagree because yes, I'm not performing and executing as well as what I could. But for the most part, I haven't really done too much wrong in terms of my strategy. There's been a slower period. We managed those previous positions in the previous episode. Part of my strategy, there's things I would have to tweak potentially, but to say you don't have an edge, I wouldn't agree. I can only really agree if over a long period of time I'm blowing accounts or I'm losing all the time and I'm making errors. But even then, a lot of it isn't the strategy. People think it's the strategy all the time. A lot of the time it's you become the edge outside of your strategy. That's why people in a community learn a strategy, but there's such a variety of different results each month because most of the time people are taking bad setups or missing trades, and that's what's affecting their results. So it's not actually just the strategy all the time. But we've got to keep progressing. I'm documenting on here, and I'll keep you updated on how everything goes. We have a couple of good setups looking to be playing out probably early next week. We've got pound CAD, which I'll show you in a minute. Beautiful trend continuation move. So if we can get an entry and everything breaks down, probably likely to be early next week. Probably not going to happen today. Then we could look for an entry with that, and that would be nice if we get that entry. It could put us nicely on the account. In the coming days on pound CAD. What we'll be looking for, obviously this is going with the overall trend, breakdown, lower low, lower high, back to our key areas, 50 EMA on the daily. We've got to wait for this to close, but it is Friday today, so we're not going to get an opportunity. But for next week, coming into December, hopefully we have a good month. As you can see, we're making higher highs, higher lows, sort of double topped or made a slight high. So if we get the breakdown below this low, retest continuation, that's what's going to look very nice. And there's a couple of nice opportunities looking to play out. It's been a very slow period again, not too many setups, and that's why you have to be patient. So yeah, I haven't uploaded for a couple of days, 5-6 days, because there hasn't been many trades, and again, I don't want to keep uploading when there's nothing. For me, it's been very patient period, waiting for opportunities. I did miss one trade, and that was something that I did on my ASR, but overall it's been quite slow. So I want to make a video today talking about why patience can actually negatively affect your trading results. If you're not patient enough, you can struggle for consistency. Now, I'm still progressing. I'm talking from personal experience. I'm sure a lot of you agree. I'm sure some of you might not agree, which is why we have the comments and we can discuss this. But personally, what I've found is when you're not taking trades and you're waiting for your edge to play out, you avoid stupid losses. Now, yeah, you're not entering positions and you're not getting into trades where you have the chance to make money, because you can't make money if you're not entering trades. It doesn't mean don't take trades. It doesn't mean always sit on your hands and talk yourself out of positions, but you have to wait for your clear setups to present entries. And that's what an edge is. An edge is statistical data. When certain things happen in the market, you have a data and an edge that can produce you consistent returns if you keep taking that setup. Now, if that setup doesn't present and we don't have an entry, we can't be taking trades. Now, every style is different. My style is more hybrid day trading / swing trading. So there are day trading opportunities, but there's also lots of times where I'm waiting for longer and bigger moves to occur, and I've got to sit and be patient and wait for that to happen. If you're a day trader, I'm sure there's a lot more opportunities. But what I find and what I've seen from friends and personal people who I know that trades, they take trades and want to take a trade every single day. Now, if they're consistent with that, you can't argue with that. But what I find is they'll have a day where they say to me, or a week where they say, I'm up 4 or 5% this week. I say, oh, well done, that's good. And then I look again and ask them, well, how's the account going? And they say, oh, well, I've just lost 3% this week, so I'm back down to 1%. So within 2 weeks, they've only made 1%, or they've maybe lost 4% and they're at break even again. So yeah, they're actively trading. But what happens is they're taking and looking and seeking for trades every single day, which is lowering their chances of being consistently profitable, because they're taking low probability setups that are low quality, just because they have this urge to want to be in positions. And of course, I know what it feels like when you're trading, and I'm sure you guys do. When you're trading, you want to be in positions, you want to be taking trades, because if you don't, you feel unproductive, and it's not a natural norm to not want to take trades. You want to be taking trades, that's your job. But equally, your job sometimes is to sit on your hands and wait for the setups to play out. And that's what's been happening a lot this week and a bit of last week, where there has been some setups, but they've not been good setups. And if I did take them, I would have took an unnecessary loss because they weren't perfect. So I'm trying to learn patience, but the difficulty is you have to have a balance between being patient and not being active. The way I distinguish this is by sitting here and actively knowing my rules, actively knowing my system, actively knowing my style. And when there are opportunities, of course, I'll take them. But I'm not going to FOMO into trades because I haven't been trading for a while, or for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I've got to wait for the high probability setups. And sometimes less is more. Most of the time you spend sat waiting for opportunities, waiting for trades to play out. And it takes 2 seconds to execute. But it's the build-up, it's the discipline outside of trading, it's being in a good mental space, it's preparing, knowing what you're looking for. And the actual time of entering a position is so small. So this is what people lack, I think. They lack the patience. They want to be in trades every day. They want to be buying, selling, like you see in the films, actively, like you're getting a rush from trading, like gambling. If you want a rush, you may as well go to a casino, because that's where you're going to have the fun. Trading is boring, it can be slow, it can be tedious, but it can be very rewarding, and it's trying to master that art of patience. And I struggle with it. A lot of people struggle with it, but I'm trying to learn that, and that's why it's been very slow for me this last little while. And patience comes back to discipline, and discipline is doing things not about how you feel, but because you know you have to do them. So you might feel like taking a trade, and if you feel like taking a trade, you're going to actively seek and look for opportunities. And anyone can make an example. Oh, it broke structure here, it retested here, I'll take it. But that's based on emotion and feeling. Most of the time you have to be non-emotional, logical, and accept. I can scan through the charts and be like, nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, potentially something, nothing, nothing. And everything else is written off. And I can look at the day and be like, okay, I know there's not much. If I'm waking up casually and then thinking, oh, I'll look for a trade today. Oh, I can make out that there's a break of structure here. I can make out that we're in a downward trend. We can do this, we can do that. You're going to end up FOMOing and jumping into positions, which in hindsight, you might have the thrill of, oh, I'm in the position, I might be able to get the account, I might be able to make 2-3%, which is going to put me closer to getting that 100k account. If I get the 100k account, I can pass phase 1 and phase 2, etc. But most of the time, you then look back in hindsight and think, why did I take that position? That I should have just sat on my hands. I know in my heart it wasn't a clean setup. I just had that emotion, that undisciplined attitude to not want to get into positions. And that's something that I have struggled with. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have. I'm not sure. Maybe let me know. But yeah, patience matters so much, and it's tough, like I mentioned, because it's not really a normal thing in a job, at school. If you're sat there doing nothing, you get in trouble. With trading, sometimes you have to sit there and not necessarily do nothing, but sit there and just plan and wait. So you have to learn that, and that's outside of a strategy. Like I said, lots of strategies. You can have different strategies, and different strategies that you can be more active. But most of the time, you'll see people taking unnecessary losses, 3-4% worth of losses in a month, which could have been avoided because you think they weren't even good quality. I just wanted to be in a trade. So yeah, I hope you guys did get value from this video. Like I said, I do apologize for the lack of uploads, but like I've just said in this video, there hasn't been much to upload, and I don't want to just constantly upload me not trading. But next week, it's looking good. It's looking like there could be a lot of opportunities. A lot of development has occurred, and we're waiting for these entries as I showed you on pound CAD. So yeah, hopefully we can have a fantastic December. And if we can get this account before New Year's, that would be fantastic. So we go into 2025 with 100k funding and start progressing, and we can move forward. But yeah, I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. Keep tuned into the channel. I appreciate the likes, the comments. Subscribe if you're new, if you want to see and want to get this journey out to as many people as possible, showing a real, honest, transparent journey of trading, what it's really like from someone not, just being honest and real. So yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.